In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 neighborhoods in Bend, Oregon, the hottest neighborhoods. And why are they hot? Well, we're going to take it from my opinion today. I've lived here for a few years. I've been coming here since the late 90s on a regular basis. I've seen the changes. I know what it used to be. I know what it is now. And from my perspective, I want to talk about what's hot. So from that perspective, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Number one, we're going to talk about price. You know, that's a wide question in Bend. There's a lot of ways that you can look at that, but where's the best value for your dollar? So the bang for the buck, well, I'm going to talk about it. Number two, we're going to talk about location. Location is key to kind of where it ranks and where it hits on a lot of these hotspots, because it's the restaurants, it's the neighborhoods, it's the mountains. So we've talked about Bend having 4 quadrants, you know, south side, north side, east side, west side, and you've kind of got them sectioned off. Well, each one has a very unique benefit, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then the last one, you know, popularity. As you know, I'm a real estate agent, and based on the people I talk to, a lot of them coming from out of town, out of state, what is trending and why is it so popular? So as we come up with our rankings on the 10 most popular neighborhoods, a lot of that is based on what people just can't get enough of. No matter how much we keep getting pricing changes and limited availability or increased availability, in some cases, there's just not enough. So let's go check it out. We're going to rank them from the most popular and hottest ones at the top, kind of taper that list down as it's kind of trending, but we'll save the best one for last. My favorite, just to keep the suspense there and hope that you stick around to enjoy the show. So let's go check it out right now. All right, so we talked a little bit about how this ranking system is going to come together. As you can see, we're going to break it down into a number of categories as we go through each of these top 10. So we got neighborhoods that are just balling out. There's just, you know, all kinds of reasons that make things, you know, attract people to that area, and it kind of defines the growth. We've got amazing value, what I'll call our charm category, because, you know, amazing value is perception, right? It's a matter of where the value is for you. We've got a category called hotspot. You can call balling out a category, you can call a hotspot a category, and in many cases in Bend, those are the same thing because one kind of goes hand in hand with the other. Not always. Got affordable. There is parts of town that are more affordable. Some of the older parts that maybe haven't had some of the renovations done to it yet, so great opportunity there. But you've got kind of the outer parts of town that are going to be on the more affordable side, depending on which part of town you're in. And then the last one, it was labeled ultra budget friendly. And let's be real, Central Oregon does offer some of that. But most people come to Bend, they don't realize this to be an ultra budget friendly area. What they see is growth potential. So you got to look at where that budget fits for you. But I'm going to kind of rename that category for this purpose, growth potential, that I think we can really help learn and kind of see as we go through this. So what's the number one neighborhood? Number one neighborhood that I want to talk about is Northwest Crossing. That's the most popular one on the list. When you look it up and you're saying, where's everybody going in Bend and what's this growth all about? Well, this is a neighborhood that popped up about 15 years ago, came up as a master planned community with just all kinds of ways that bring the people together, the neighborhoods together, from things like farmers market every Saturday morning when the seasons allow, to the great schools that are kind of embedded into that area. It's a community that's seen a ton of growth, and a lot of it in the areas after the pandemic, after we kind of gotten through this transition of being at home and what does it look like to get out of your house and into maybe nature trails and opportunities to get outdoors. Well, that's what attracts people to Bend. It's the outdoor enthusiast, it's the active lifestyle, it's these beautiful Cascade Mountains. And when you're on the west side in Northwest Crossing, you really get exposed to all of that. So for those that are into remote working and have the ability to work from home and spend some of their time running out the door to go be active, well, Northwest Crossing was a big attraction and kind of really helped see a lot of this big growth that's happened in Bend over the last, let's call it 5 years, 10 years, but there's a lot of parts to it. So we're going to keep the list going. That was Northwest Crossing for the number one spot on the list. All right, one thing to add in that finishing of the number one category. So as we, you know, kind of define some of the characteristics that made that the number one most popular spot, balling out. For sure, Northwest Crossing is balling out. Hotspot and growth potential. It just keeps growing. So now let's talk about the number two spot on the list. I'm going to call that Southeast Bend. And we kind of mesh that together with the old farm district, but it's just the area that has got the biggest trend of opportunity. So what categories or what characteristics did I kind of put with that area? Amazing value, a little bit more affordable, and growth potential, because it's got a lot going for it. It had it going before, but there's just a lot of new neighborhoods going in, new schools getting put in. The growth is trending that way because you've got some big builders coming into the area. D.R. Horton's got a new one called Stevens Road Tract, I believe. That's going to come with a bunch of townhouses, commercial spaces, residential neighborhoods. D.R. Horton's coming to build neighborhoods. Lennar's coming to build neighborhoods. Polish, one of our local builders, a number of others are targeting this area as a place that they see as more growth in Trent and Bend. So with all of that coming, with all of that excitement, now I really see the trend and the target of this is going to be one of the next hotspots. Northwest Crossing has been the big hotspot for the last 10 years. I think there's a lot to show that the town and infrastructure and trend of where builders are going and what opportunities are going to bring more affordable things, as well as a diverse opportunity. That's definitely a big part of it. So Southeast Bend, watch for it. It might be the spot for you. Let's keep this going. It's number 3. All right, the number 3 pick for me, it's Old Bend. Neighborhood called Old Bend. It's actually a tiny little spot when you break down all the neighborhoods in this town, but I think it's got the most packed in it. So when we're talking about residential real estate, there's definitely some opportunity, and it's kind of the historic landmark type properties that just are so they're smaller. They're unique. They're neighborly for where you get, but your doorsteps to being in downtown, all the restaurants, all the shops, right on the river, just has all the charm and all the nostalgia of what Bend was founded on, which is a small town feel and a really cool vibe. If you don't know what it means to say the vibe in Bend, go hang out in Old Bend. You'll know what the vibe in Bend is in just a bit, because people stop, they talk on the neighborhood. Where I came from before, people usually after about 5 minutes kind of had somewhere to be. In Bend, you'd be surprised how many 20-minute conversations I've been in, and I'm like, these people really want to get to know me. Hang out in Old Bend. You just get that vibe where people are curious who you are, where you came from. We welcome it, and we want to get to know you. And I love that charm about Old Bend. So what is hot about, it's a hot spot. It hits my target of a hot spot because it's what brings people to here. It's affordable. There's not a lot that comes available. And affordable being, what can you get in Bend? Well, dollar per square foot is a part of it, and there's not a lot that's going to pop up. But I'll throw it on the affordable category because most of what does pop up, I need some work to get up to current code, or you enjoy that nostalgia of what it comes up with. And the last one, amazing value, because the charm and the vibe that comes with it, that's what you're getting for your value for your dollar. So that's my number 3 on the list. Come check it out. All right, I'm going to take a quick moment and say I know some of you locals may disagree with my list so far. That's okay. If you do, shoot me a comment. I'd love to get your feedback on where your top one would be or where these rank for you. If you're new to the channel or you're new to the area and this is interesting to you, I'd love to connect. So you'll see my information pop up on the screen. I'd welcome an opportunity to take care of you. We don't care if you're moving in a week. It's a month, if you're thinking sometime in the next year, even if you're planning a visit because you can't stop hearing about people talking about it and you want to know what it's all about, let's connect. So we've got my information here, but we'd like to kind of get your feedback. And if there's anything I'm missing that you want to add to it as you learn about it, now's your chance. Shoot me some feedback. All right, what's next? All right, so the number 4 neighborhood, and I think it kind of hits the popularity list as we talk about Bend, because a lot of what people are looking for in Bend is affordability. So Boyd Acres is an area, northeast corner, kind of the farthest part as you're heading north that's still part of Bend. And Boyd Acres offers a lot of really cool stuff. It's more of a suburban neighborhood. You're close to shopping. It's really accessible because it's right off the 97 freeway. So getting north and south, getting into town, even if you're heading east and want to kind of get out towards the mountain ranges to the east side, it's really accessible. It's got, everything from families to professionals, all kinds of different diversities when it comes to who lives there and what you get. But in some cases, a little bit bigger properties, a little bit older homes, but great opportunity and more affordable. I think we're seeing a huge trend for our next neighboring city, Redmond, as kind of a place that you see a lot of people going to because it's more affordable, because you get more bang for your buck being only 20 minutes away. Well, Boyd Acres is kind of what that north side of Bend is, and trending that direction. So there's a lot of benefit for those that kind of want to commute in and out of town, for those that want to be able to kind of get out of the hype and the west side of what Bend is all about, and really just kind of enjoy the rest of the views. The views of the Cascades from many of the properties in Northeast and Boyd Acres is awesome. And there are some new developments happening in that area too. So great area to check out, and still certainly trending, mostly because of that affordable, amazing value kind of perception. So there's number 4. All right, one last thing I want to touch on before we move on to the next spot. Pine Nursery comes to mind. And the reason it comes to mind as I kind of shift, awesome park, big open space, very cool, very unique. It made me think Orchard District. So that's our number 5 spot. The Orchard District and Mountain View neighborhoods, that is popular, that is trendy. It is still just such a awesome part of town. And why is it awesome? Well, it's the east side of town. It's very centrally located, which means you're close to the freeway, you're close to shops and restaurants up and down 3rd Street. You're close to downtown where you can get into Old Bend really easily and have access to all that. But you're on the other side of the freeway and you're on the other side of the river, and it's just a different type of town. And why I say that is it's very diverse. You have a lot of 100-year-old cabin-style homes, original, some remodeled, but usually a lot smaller the way that they were built back then. You've got a lot of really cool homes built in the 50s to the 70s that are kind of retro, kind of stylish with those flat roofs and some of those. But then you've also got all kinds of complexes where you've got townhouses, condos, apartment buildings. So it brings a very diverse crowd, very diverse experience, and then centrally located with Pilot Butte right in the middle, gives you the views to Smith Rock up north, gives you the views to Mount Bachelor down south, and we all know looking west to those Cascades is what it's all about. So classic cabin styles, diverse, convenient, accessible. So what's that mean? Hotspot, definitely. Where you want to be. Affordable, I'll say it because you have such a wide range, from some original homes to some remodeled homes to a lot of those kind of retro homes. There's new ones too. Yeah, a lot of new reconstruction, a lot of really, really nice remodels that we would kind of put into that luxury category, even though it's embedded into such diverse opportunity. So, and then amazing value. For me, I think that's definitely noted as a unique vibe and a unique experience to what this town has to offer. So, where's number 6? Let's go find it. All right. The number 6 most popular spot, in my opinion, in Bend, River West. So as you come out of Old Bend, you come out of kind of that central pocket of Bend, heading west. The next layer, as you cross that river and get into those neighborhoods, it's a maze of wonder, and it has all these different curving roads that intersect in different ways, and it's just such a dynamic area of the coolest houses and the most diverse landscape with such just awesome people around it, which is what that area is about. River West is great people, great houses. We're right in the area where all the walking to the shops, walking to the restaurants, some of the local breweries, and it's just a great area. Another spot where there's lots of renovations happening, some new construction, not a lot of open land in that area, but definitely a really cool area. So I'd list this in the ballin' out category. I think there's a lot of really amazing homes on the or some of the elite luxury homes and living experiences in this area. I call it a hotspot. There's not enough inventory for the amount of people that want to be there, and I'd call it an amazing value, because those that have it, if you've had it for the last 20 years and you still own it now, you've made some good money in real estate. If you bought it 10 years ago, you're still winning. 5 years ago, still winning. It's just, an unknown demand that's a place that people want to be and the lifestyle that goes with it. So the next one, it's kind of as you go to the next layer out. Call it Aubrey Bend. And in a lot of ways, when you go look at what's the most popular neighborhoods in Bend, Aubrey Ben's going to pop up. And why? Well, I talked about Northwest Crossing earlier. We're talking about Old Bend and River West. These are all kind of west side communities as it kind of ripples to that next phase. But Aubrey Butte, kind of like Pilot Butte in one of those other neighborhoods, is a very centrally located butte that's got houses built all around it that provides amazing views and great properties with awesome real estate. So, falling out, hotspot. I'll call it amazing value as the third one on the part of this neighborhood, because it's been around a while. It was one of those first areas where, and probably if you look it up now, it's the most luxurious area in Bend, and has been for a long time because of those views and how those properties are situated. But some of those homes are getting older. Some of them are still just classic Bend real estate, but some of them are getting those renovations done. And we've got some other neighborhoods we haven't talked about yet that probably exceed it in the luxury category now. But for a long time, Aubrey Butte was known as the hottest, most popular luxury home community in this area. Still is. Let's not take away from what it is, because when you get the chance to get up there and see the breathtaking views that are offered on these really nice pockets of property where everybody's kind of got mostly an acre or two and kind of room from your neighbors, so you're not as compacted into the community like you are in town. You got a little bit more space, but upscale, if that's what you're looking for, Aubrey Butte's part of it. So kind of put River West and Aubrey Butte in the same category. Before we talk about number 8, I just want to take a moment and say, what do you think so far? Are we hitting the mark? Are these neighborhoods, the rankings that we're talking about, kind of hitting the mark for you? I'd love some feedback. If you can give me some notes in the comments, I'd like to kind of hear, am I on target? And for those that know, or if you're just learning, I'd love to hear more. All right, for the number 8 most popular neighborhood, in my opinion, I don't want to look past what Larkspur and the Old Farm District kind of offer in this mix. So we're going to jump from that layers of the west side, and kind of as some of those neighborhoods have grown, to what's going on the east side and kind of that next phase. Well, talked about Southeast earlier, and I kind of paired Old Farm District with that. Well, I'm going to kind of come back and say Larkspur paired with Old Farm District on the other side. So that whole trend of Southeast and kind of what's going on the east side of Bend, Larkspur and Old Farm District as they blend into the Southeast kind of corner, great opportunity and a really fun, nice place, find resident, because you got neighborhoods, you've got, a fairly diverse amount of opportunity, but in a lot of ways, a lot more affordable opportunities. And a fun part, in some cases, it's a younger generation of town, although that's not always the case, but it kind of attributes to what's going on in Southeast of people looking for affordable homes and seeing the growth happening in all the different neighborhoods. So quiet, got lots of parks, very community driven, but also a big growth pocket for people trying to get their way into Bend and find out what's going on. So for me, that's affordable, that's growth potential, and that's amazing value. What do you think? Pretty good, right? All right, so let's add something to the list that might not really pop up for most people when they think about Bend. Number 9 most popular spot from my perspective, the Chutes River Woods and Three Rivers. Let's go south. Let's kind of get out of Bend a little bit, and what do you find? You find a community that is about bigger properties, more rural lifestyle. Maybe don't necessarily need to know your neighbors as much, but when you're part of that community, you want to protect that kind of lifestyle of, out of town and kind of in your own space. So, it's an opportunity where you can be 20 minutes south of town and have some really cool real estate close to the mountains, tied into the rivers, where you get to really experience kind of maybe even what Bend was like 20 or 30 years ago before it populated so much. And that's something a lot of people want to find, is all the greatness of what Bend and Central Oregon has to offer, maybe, but not being so much part of all this commercial growth and residential growth and new wave of people and, bigger communities. You want to be kind of removed from that a little bit. Well, the Chutes River Woods and Three Rivers, pretty good spot to be. And what are the main attractions to, or the main aspects of it, those characteristics? It's affordable, it's very great value, and it's got the growth potential. So there's a couple of markers that definitely worth checking out. As I rank it, you should go check it out too. All right, the suspense is over. I know I've had you waiting for the last most popular neighborhood in Bend. And for me, that is Summit West. But I'm going to combine it with Century West. I'm going to say it's an extension of our first one, which was the Northwest Crossing. It's this growth on the west side of town that I would say is the most popular, the least popular, the most significant, but what I kept you hanging on till the end for. Because that's an amazing part of what Bend is growing to be. And that is an outdoor enthusiast paradise with endless beauty, mountains in the backgrounds, trails, rivers, and all four seasons, and a great place to be. So why is the West Side so great? It's been a place with this luxury real estate development, places like Tetherow and Broken Top coming in with golf course communities, Aubrey Butte and Aubrey Glen. It's places like Shevlin Park, which is 900 acres of nature trails and river opportunity to get out and explore, that kind of gives you this cliff type surrounding where you look over the forest towards the mountains at this playground that we live in. And from Shevlin Park and Shevlin Pines and Shevlin Ridge to all of the different parts of Tree Farm and Westgate and Shevlin West that's growing, these properties of multiple acres with really luxury and kind of top-notch new technology and, style of living, this Northwest craftsman style that comes with just so many different, natural landscapes and stone and wood finishes and, really high-end, great finishings. It's what's made this a ball-out neighborhood. It's what's made it as a hot spot. It's what's kind of continued this trend of, it's got the growth potential, and it's what's, kind of brought this next phase of happening, kind of to keep it relevant and keep it happening. So that's where I'm at. There's a little bit more. Stick around. Let's see what else I got to offer. All right, so you've stuck around till the end. You've got the top 10 list, which I hope you agree with. I hope you enjoyed. But let's get real. As much as I love making these videos, and I do, it's about getting to know people and getting the information out for those that are interested, for those that know what's going on, and for those that are looking to learn more. And here's our gift to you for sticking around. We have attached a ultimate relocation guide that me and my team have put together to help give you kind of the quick tips and tricks of things you need to know, from top employers to best jobs to which hospitals do you need to know about, to a little bit of everything that would help to be, something you know about before you make the move. So whether you look in the comments below or send us a message, this is our chance to make sure we're available to you. I don't care if you're moving in a week, a month, it's a year. If you're planning a trip and you're going to come visit and you want to find out what is all this hype, what's everybody talking about, you see my information here. My name is Theron Heinlein. My partner is Joshua Grossman. We are the Lifestyle in Bend team with eXp Realty, and we are looking for opportunities to meet you, your friends, your family, your neighbors, and help you join our community, learn what this is all about, and have fun doing it. So thanks for sticking around. Until the next time, look forward to meeting you, look forward to spending time with you, and look forward to seeing you around town.